Hello viewers, I hope your Sunday is going on well. How far should discipline ever go? Can punishment inside the home ever justify causing life-changing injuries to a child? And what happens when the people meant to protect children become the very people accused of harming them? Those difficult questions are confronted Nigerians after police in Ondo State arrested a father over allegations that he severely injured his 10-year-old daughter. The disturbing case has sparked outrage across the country and renewed calls for stronger protection of children from abuse and violence. According to a report by The Cable, the Ondo State Police Command has arrested a man identified as Amos Paul, a resident of Unaun in Ukpeme, Owo local government area, over allegations that he inflicted grievous bodily harm on his 10-year-old daughter. Police allege that the suspect used a hot pressing iron to burn the child's private part as punishment for bedwetting. The allegation has shocked many Nigerians because of the reported severity of the injuries suffered by the young girl. The Ondo State Police Command disclosed that the incident was reported on Thursday. According to the command spokesperson, Abayomi Jimo, officers moved quickly after receiving information about the alleged abuse. Detectives attached to the A Division in Owo were immediately deployed to the scene, where they arrested the suspect without delay. Police say the child has already sustained serious injuries by the time officers arrived, and she was rushed to a hospital for urgent medical attention. Authorities confirmed that the victim is currently receiving treatment under medical supervision, while police have not released further details regarding her condition. They described the injuries as severe enough to require immediate hospital care. Medical personnel are expected to document the injuries as part of the ongoing investigation, and those findings may later become important evidence should the matter proceed before a court. According to the police, the investigation has now been transferred to the Gender Unit of the Ondo State Police Command. The Specialist Unit handles cases involving domestic violence, sexual offenses, child abuse, and other crimes affecting women and children. Officers assigned to the unit are expected to conduct a comprehensive investigation, interview witnesses, collect medical evidence, and determine the appropriate legal steps based on the findings. At this stage, however, it is important to distinguish allegations from established facts. The police have arrested Amos Paul in connection with the reported incident, but the allegations have not yet been tested in court. Under Nigerian law, every suspect is presumed innocent unless and until guilt is proven through the judiciary process. The investigation remains ongoing, and it will ultimately be the responsibility of the courts to determine criminal liability based on the available evidence. Reacting to the incident, the Commissioner of Police in Ondo State, Felix Ohagu, strongly condemned the alleged abuse. He described the reported act as cruel, inhuman, and completely unacceptable. The commissioner also reaffirmed the commitment to protecting children and other vulnerable members of society from abuse, violence, and exploitation. His statements sent a clear message that cases involving violence against children will be treated with the seriousness they deserve. The police commissioner further urged members of the public to promptly report cases of child abuse, domestic violence, and similar offenses to the nearest police station. Law enforcement officials say early reporting often makes it possible to rescue victims more quickly, preserve vital evidence, and improve the chances of successful investigations and prosecutions. In many child abuse cases, neighbors, relatives, teachers, and healthcare workers play an important role in ensuring that victims receive help before more serious harms occurs. The allegations have also reignited conversations about corporal punishment and child discipline within Nigerian homes. While many parents believe discipline is an important part of raising children, child protection experts consistently warn that punishment should never involve actions capable of causing physical injury, permanent disability, or emotional trauma. They argue that effective discipline should teach children rather than expose them to violence. Medical professionals also caution that burn injuries involving sensitive parts of the body can have lifelong consequences. Beyond the immediate pain and physical damage, victims may require reconstructive treatment, ongoing medical care, and psychological counseling to recover from the emotional effects of such traumatic experiences. This is why cases involving serious abuse often require cooperation between healthcare providers, child protection agencies, social workers, and law enforcement authorities. The case also highlights the growing role of specialized police units in responding to crimes involving vulnerable members of the society. Across Nigeria, gender units have increasingly been tasked with investigating offenses involving children, domestic violence, and sexual abuse. Their objective is not only to investigate alleged offenders, but also to ensure that victims receive appropriate protection and support throughout the legal process. As investigators continue gathering evidence, several important questions remain unanswered. What exactly happened inside the family home? What medical findings will investigators present? Will additional witnesses come forward? And what charges, if any, will ultimately be filed after the investigation is completed? Those questions can only be answered through a careful and transparent legal process rather than public speculation. For the young girl at the center of this case, the immediate priority remains her recovery. For our family and the wider community, the investigation represents an opportunity to establish the facts and ensure that justice is guided entirely by evidence. Regardless of the outcome, the incident has once again reminded Nigerians of the importance of protecting children from every form of abuse and ensuring that discipline never crosses the line into violence. As this case moves forward, authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to cooperate with investigators. The outcome of the investigation will be closely watched, not only because of the seriousness of the allegations, but also because it raises broader questions about child protection, parental responsibility, and the role of society in safeguarding its most vulnerable members. Many Nigerians will now be hoping for a thorough investigation, a fair legal process, and above all, the recovery and well-being of the child at the center of this deeply disturbing case. If you find this report insightful, don't forget to turn on your notification so you don't miss out on our latest update. I am Cassie Tony, and a beautiful Sunday to you.